Welcome to AI Podcast. I'm Brian,
And I'm Kathy.
and today we've got a quick rundown for you. We're hitting the biggest AI news highlights from the week ending April 27th, 2025. Think of it as your weekly AI intel briefing.
Exactly. We'll cover quite a bit, how AI is actually being used, or maybe not used, in everyday tech, plus some big moves in cybersecurity and even creative fields.
And if something really grabs your attention today and you want to go deeper on the tech behind it,
Well, our next full in-depth exploration drops Wednesday evening, so definitely check that out.
right, the pace of change is just, well, it's something else, isn't it? Always something new.
It really is. So where should we start? What caught your eye this week?
How about we begin with Microsoft, their big AI push with Copilot in Windows 11.
Ah, yes, Copilot. It seems, well, it hasn't exactly taken the world by storm, has it?
No, it seems not. I mean, it was marketed heavily, this AI baked right into Windows, but reports suggest a lot of users are kind of ignoring it.
Or even disabling it altogether.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, right? Because it speaks volumes about the perceived value of these integrated assistants right now.
Definitely. What's the friction point? What are users saying?
Well, the feedback seems to circle around a few things. Usefulness, for one, like what does it actually help with day to day?
Okay, practical utility. Makes sense.
And then there's trust, reliability, and, system resources. Does it slow things down?
Right. Nobody wants their fancy AI helper bogging down their machine.
Exactly. So Microsoft's still working on it, obviously, but it does point to this broader challenge. How do you make powerful AI feel genuinely useful and like seamlessly integrated for the average person?
Yeah, maybe the killer app for an OS level AI just isn't clear yet. Okay, let's switch gears. How about the creative side? Adobe.
Right. Adobe's taking a different tack. They've put an AI agent inside Photoshop.
Inside the app itself, not just a general assistant.
Precisely. It's designed specifically to help you use Photoshop. Think of it like an expert guide sitting next to you.
Huh. So what does it do? Suggest tools?
Yeah, suggests tools, can demonstrate actions, give you step-by-step help. It's aimed at both beginners finding their feet and experienced users maybe looking for a faster way to do something.
Okay, that sounds potentially much more useful in context. It could seriously flatten the learning curve for software like Photoshop.
That seems to be the bet Adobe is making. Boost engagement, keep Photoshop dominant, by making the existing tool easier and maybe faster to use with targeted AI help.
So it's a contrast then. General OS AI is struggling, but specific embedded AI in a pro tool getting a shot.
It looks that way. Maybe users are more open to AI when it solves a very specific problem or enhances a specific task they're already doing. Tangible benefits.
Interesting. Okay, let's shift again. Cybersecurity. This is always a big one with AI. Jericho Security.
Yes, they just raised $15 million, and it's specifically to fight deepfake fraud.
Deepfakes. We hear a lot about them. Is the problem really that bad?
Apparently, yes. The report mentions businesses have lost something like $200 million this year already to deepfake scams.
Right. Wow. 200 million. So this isn't just theoretical anymore.
Not at all. Jericho's tech is focused on detecting these fakes voice, video in real time, trying to stop those impersonation scams before they succeed.
So AI is being used to make the fakes, and now AI is needed to detect them. An arms race.
Pretty much. Their approach seems to mix AI and machine learning with, like, digital forensics.
A hybrid approach. Makes sense. You need the speed of AI, but maybe the nuance of human expertise too.
That seems to be the idea. Get the best of both worlds to stay ahead of the scammers because they're constantly improving their techniques too. The funding just shows how serious and, frankly, how big a market AI-driven security is becoming.
Okay, sticking with the AI capabilities, but on the creation side. OpenAI. They've opened up their image generation tech, DALA3.
Yeah, they've released an API for it, so application programming interface. Basically, it lets developers plug DALE3's power directly into their own apps and services.
Ah, so other companies can now build tools that let users generate images from text prompts using OpenAI's engine behind the scenes.
Exactly. Think about the possibilities. Apps that generate custom illustrations on the fly, games creating unique visuals based on player actions, marketing tools making bespoke ad creatives.
It really lowers the barrier to using that kind of powerful AI image creation.
Yeah.
Could unlock a lot of new stuff.
For sure. OpenAI has put in some safeguards like watermarking, trying to be responsible about it.
But it definitely heats up the competition, right?
Yeah.
Midjourney, Stability AI. Now developers have easier access to DLA3 too.
Absolutely. It expands ChatGPT's ecosystem beyond just text and pushes the whole field forward. Expect to see this pop up in media, marketing, gaming. lots of places.
Okay, back to the darker side for a moment. Microsoft again, but this time on defense. They blocked how much in AI scam attempts?
The number they reported is staggering, over $4 billion in 2025 so far.
$4 billion.
Yeah.
Just, wow. That scale is hard to comprehend.
It really is, and it shows how aggressively scammers are using generative AI now. We're talking super convincing phishing emails, fake voice calls, synthetic videos, the works.
It's scary how effective these tools can be in the wrong hands.
But the flip side is that Microsoft's own AI-driven threat detection is clearly working overtime to catch this stuff. It underlines just how critical AI is becoming on the defensive side of cybersecurity, too.
It really is an ongoing battle. Now, OpenAI again. ChatGPT getting a deep research mode. What's that about?
Yeah, this sounds like an effort to make ChatGPT maybe more reliable for tasks that need verifiable information. Think research papers, articles, professional reports.
So moving beyond just conversational answers to something more structured, maybe with citations.
That seems to be the goal. Improve its ability to pull up and organize information you can actually check without making it too complicated for, regular users.
Interesting. Trying to find that balance between ease of use and factual grounding could make it more appealing for academic or professional use cases.
That looks like the play. Broaden its utility, make it a more trusted tool for information gathering, not just brainstorming or drafting text.
Okay, now for something completely different. AI in Hollywood. A movie being made with AI.
Yeah, this one sounds fascinating. The film is called Pirate Queen Zheng Yi Sao, and AI is apparently playing a significant role in its production.
How so? Like writing the script, doing the effects.
The reports suggest it's being used across various stages, maybe script assistance, definitely visual effects generation. The idea is it could speed things up, maybe cut costs.
Without sacrificing creative quality, presumably. That's the hope anyway.
Right. It's being positioned as a big test case for AI-human collaboration in filmmaking. Could it actually make the process faster, cheaper, maybe even enable things that were too complex or expensive before?
A Pirate Queen story sounds like a great subject for that kind of visual potential, too. If this works, it could really shake things up in the film industry.
It could. Definitely one to watch to see how that blend of human creativity and AI tooling plays out on the big screen.
All right, let's look at the global picture. A Chinese AI startup, Manus. Big valuation.
Yeah, Manus. They focus on AI for businesses, robotics, automation, that sort of thing. They just secured funding that values them at $500 million.
$500 million.
Yeah.
And the investment came from Western VCs.
Some prominent ones, yes. Like Benchmark Capital apparently participated, which is notable, given the current geopolitical tensions.
It really is. It shows that despite everything, there's still serious interest and money flowing into promising Chinese AI companies from the West.
It underscores that this AI race is truly global. Innovation isn't confined to Silicon Valley. Manus is clearly seen as a major player emerging in the Asian market.
And that competition ultimately probably spurs faster development everywhere.
Right. You could argue that, yeah. It highlights a dynamic, multipolar AI world.
Okay, finally. Something that brings us back to user experience, but maybe with a catch. Perplexity AI's browser plans.
Ah, yes, Perplexity, known for their AI search engine. Now they're talking about building a full web browser.
And the controversial part is?
It would apparently track all user activity within the browser, everything you do online.
Whoa.
For personalization. The idea is, by knowing everything you browse, click on, read, they can deliver hyper-personalized search results and, importantly, advertising.
Hyper-personalized ads. Financed by tracking everything. That sounds like a privacy minefield.
Exactly. Perplexity says they'll offer transparency and user control over the data, but privacy advocates are, understandably, raising red flags.
Yeah, you have to wonder about the sheer amount of data collected. Where's the line? What are the ethical boundaries? Regulatory issues, too, surely.
Absolutely. It throws that fundamental conflict into sharp relief again. The desire for perfectly tailored online experiences versus the right to privacy. How much are people willing to trade?
It's a huge question, and one that's only going to get more complex as AI gets woven deeper into everything we do online.
Definitely.
So quite a week. We've seen challenges in getting AI adopted, like with Copilot, but also potential in specialized tools like Adobe's agent.
Yeah, and then the whole cybersecurity angle, AI used for fraud, AI used to fight fraud, big numbers involved there.
Plus, OpenAI pushing boundaries with APIs and research modes, AI stepping into filmmaking.
And wrapping up with those big global investment trends and the ever-present privacy debate, Sparked by Perplexity this time.
It really covers a lot of ground. Just a reminder, folks, if you want to explore the tech behind these headlines in more detail, join us again on Wednesday evening for our next deep dive right here on AI Podcast.
We hope you will, and maybe leave you with this thought. As AI keeps spreading into, well, pretty much everywhere, our digital spaces, our creative tools, our security systems, how do we make sure it actually works for us?
Right. How do we balance all that innovation with things like security, privacy, and, genuine human connection? Lots to think about.
Indeed. Thanks for tuning in.